10 days ago, Arizona Democrat Adelita Grijalva won a special election to fill her late father's congressional seat by 40 points. But Republican Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has still not allowed her to be sworn into office. Now, Republicans say that it's because the House has not returned to a normal session. But it just so happens that once sworn in, Grijalva would be the crucial 218th signature on the bipartisan petition to force a House vote on releasing the Epstein files. Speaking to CBS News yesterday, Speaker Johnson said it was all no big deal and that Grijalva would be sworn in next week.
Representative Grijalva, who won a special election last week in Arizona, she's yet to be sworn in. I know you're not in session, but you've sworn in Republicans out of session. Why not her? Does it have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, the House is not on the floor doing business this week, but we will do it immediately early next week as soon as everyone returns to town.
Except not so fast, because this afternoon, Johnson changed his mind and said the House would not reconvene next week after all. Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva of Arizona joins me now. I'm going to call you Congresswoman. It's very good to have you on. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I wish I was already sworn in. I was in D.C. We had an opportunity to do it during a pro forma session. It would have really been very helpful to be able to be a voice for the people of this community that elected me to work.
Well, so I want to just put this so people get a sense of this. So special elections actually happen fairly frequently. Members retire, unfortunately, like your father, who my condolences passed away. I knew him pretty well. He's a great guy. These special elections happen fairly often. And you'll see there, like in 2025, the two Republicans in Florida were sworn in the next day. The Democrat who replaced Jerry Connolly in Virginia, James Walkinshaw, he was sworn in the next day. Have you received official communication from the Speaker's office or the House about why you are still not yet sworn in?
No, there has been no direct communication with the Speaker's office, which has been very frustrating because most of the time I'm hearing it secondhand from reporters who have asked for a statement. Just like the CBS one. I mean, really, it's coming up on a Google alert, and that's how I'm finding out. And so when we heard that it was going to be on the 7th, I have 3 children, my husband. They want to be a part of this very special moment.
Yes.
And so I made arrangements. I am not a travel agent, so I made arrangements. Took me forever. And now I'm like, so what do we do now? And the frustration for me, really, personally, that is an annoyance. But for the people of this community in the middle of a government shutdown, when we have so many people that are here, we have people that work on base, work at the VA, we have, the airport here. There are going to be people who are going to need services from their federally elected, their office.
This week, America's mask slipped again. What's happening right now in Washington is not just politics, it's a cover-up and revealing in real time. And at the center of it all are the same two names that haunt the dark corners of America's power: Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get one thing straight. The delay in swearing in Adelita Grijalva is not some bureaucratic mix-up. It's not about congressional schedule or procedural red tape. It's about fear.
Donald Trump cannot escape his Jeffrey Epstein problem or statue. The statue of Trump holding hands with the dead convicted sex offender returned to the National Mall yesterday after it was removed by the National Park Service last week. The statue has a title. It's called Best Friends Forever. It includes a plaque that reads, quote, "In honor of Friendship Month, we celebrate the long-standing bond between President Donald J. Trump and his closest friend Jeffrey Epstein," end quote. The group responsible for the statue tells Axios in an email this, quote, "Just like a toppled Confederate general forced back onto a public square, the Donald Trump Jeffrey Epstein statue has risen from the rubble to stand gloriously on the National Mall once again," end quote. The Epstein case also being kept in the news today by Donald Trump's own pick to be the country's commerce secretary, a man named Howard Lutnick. Howard is facing mounting calls to testify today before the House Oversight Committee in the Epstein investigation after he made these bombshell remarks.
Why is there now such a dearth of information when, Donald Trump's people are running the FBI and the DOJ?
I assume way back when, they traded those videos in exchange for him getting that 18-month sentence, which allowed him to have visits and be out of jail. I mean, he's a serial sex offender. How could he get 18 months and be able to go to his office during the day and have visitors and stuff? It must have been a trade. So my assumption, I have no knowledge, but my assumption is there was a trade for the videos because there were people on those videos.
What? Quote, how did he get 18 months? He's a convicted sex offender. On that, I'm with Letnick. Joining us now, Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas. She serves on the House Oversight Committee, which is investigating the Epstein case. Mara and Basil are still here. Congresswoman, you want to talk to Howard Letnick, too?
Absolutely. Listen, I mean, he said, I don't know. But one thing is clear. He knew enough to know that he did not want to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein and that he was his neighbor. He talked about the fact that he was into some questionable things. So I'm sure he's seen people come and go, and he seems pretty confident that there were videos of this. So I would absolutely love to kind of dig in a little bit more and at least get a list of names to work from and start to kind of build backwards and do the work that Alex Acosta and that DOJ failed to do.
I'm sworn in.
Okay. You saw our introduction. I want to confirm one thing first. When you are sworn in, do you intend to sign the discharge petition that would force a vote on the release of the Epstein files?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I would be 218. And that seems to, I mean, at first I was trying not to be a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
I also have been the same. Like, maybe there's something I'm missing here.
Right. It doesn't have anything to do with these files, but that is literally the only thing I can point to. It's not like me getting sworn in is going to change, now the Democrats will be in the majority. I mean, there are certain things that are not going to change. Where Democrats will still be in the minority. That is literally the only thing that is different in, me getting sworn in versus Representative Walkinshaw or Petronas or Fine. They were literally sworn in less than 24 hours after their election.
Because the second this Arizona Democrat takes her oath, she becomes the 218 signature need to force the release of Epstein files. And those files, my friends, could burn down and reputation of some of the most powerful people in the country. And that's why Speaker Mike Johnson suddenly changed his mind. That's why the same Republican leadership that swore in their own member within 24 hours is now stalling a duly elected congresswoman for over a week. This is not coincidence, it's control. Think about it. Every time Epstein's story comes close to daylight, something mysterious happens. Evidence disappears, name vanish, status are pulled down and quietly returned. And somehow, Donald Trump's name keeps circling back to it all. Now we have got a Trump-appointed Commerce Secretary pick, Howard Lutnick, casually admitted there were videos, saying out loud that Epstein probably traded those tapes for a sweetheart sentence. For a convicted offender with the private office, daytime passes and visitors, please, that's not justice. That's a trade for silence. And ask for yourself, silence for who? Who was on those tapes? Who had the power to keep them buried for decades? Because if those files ever see daylight, if Adelita Gralva signs that petition and House is forced to act, it's not just Epstein crimes that get exposed. It's the entire power structure built to protect him. Donald Trump has spent years branding himself as the man who drains the swamp. But every new leak, every donor list, every delay tells a different story. That the swamp did not drain. It got deeper, and this time it's drawing in its own secrets. So when you see Speaker Mike Johnson postponing a swearing in, don't just see politics. See fear. Fear of exposure, fear of what happened when the Epstein file finally become public record and the names etched inside them can no longer hide behind money, power and illusion of patriotism. Because the truth is simple, if Trump's world is as clean as he claims, he should be the first one demanding those files come out. But instead, every door is locked, every excuse rehearsed, and every week America gets another reminder. That's in this country. Power still protects the predator before it protects the people. So yeah, call is what you want. Politics coincidence, timing. But I will call it what it really is. The system protecting itself from the truth. It's sitting behind the speaker's desk.